Hello, Earth-human. I would like 1 unit of beer, please.
1 beer coming up. Would you like some cocaine with that, sir?
Oh, sure, why not? It's the 80s.
You're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm an elite spaceman from the Dangus future.
Oh, I see. Well, that'll be £9 then, Mr. Starman.
How much is that in credits?
£9 plus interest, I reckon. But tell me, where are you really from? Canada?
Oh, God, no. I'm from the future. I tell you, the future of space. But now I'm trapped here. While trying to unravel a Dangus mystery, I stole an alien book and then got thrown out of the time vortex on my way back, crash landing here in 1984. It's not as bad as the book made me believe it would, but you don't believe me, do you?
No, I believe you. We get all kinds of lost spacemen here. Happens once a week, actually. So then, Major Tom, did you fly in a time machine? Or is it called a TARDIS?
Well, actually, my name is Captain Spatula, and it was a TARDIS which knocked me off course, but no, to make the quantum leap I used a simple flux capacitor. Next year Back to the Future will come out, it'll make more sense.
Oh, I see. Where did you park your Foxy catheter exactly?
Well, that's the problem, you see. For some reason, when I came out of the time vortex, my flight computer, which normally handles all the orbital stuff, well, it cut out. And while entering Earth's atmosphere, probably confused from all the time travel, my ship decided to catch on fire and start exploding. Now that's a 6 million credit rebuy right there. It was only by the graces of good lady luck that I had sprung for a fancy Gudamaya escape pod and was able to flee with my life in relative comfort and luxury. As the pod hurtled toward the ancient ocean, I couldn't help but notice the shabby construction of the panels. And that's when it hit me.
What hit you?
That I was a man, trapped in time with no way home, about to plummet into a literal ocean filled with human garbage.
That is very interesting. And how exactly did you come to make it all the way here? Did the spiders from Mars help you to get out then?
That's a good query, my tipple-toed trader friend. One that I can only express in the native temporal dialect of your era.
The montage.
I awake to Marlborough smoke lit by a Venetian blind. Dry ice is choking my lungs and a ZX Spectrum plays a game made of lines. An American werewolf passes my way with the glowers and Elmo's fire. Prince appears in the purple rain, watch Madonna and laugh, I just wanna have fun. Tom Cruise didn't need no surgery, Ollie never took no roids. A guy called Braven was coding a haven for a creature he called the Thargoids. Living in the 80s. But Grace Jones, she could break your balls. Living in the 80s. But face huggers and aliens melting the walls. Living in the 80s. Mickey Rock had a face and rumble for the A's. Living in the 80s. They love the smell of napalm, especially in the morning. Debbie Harry and Videodrome, yes, VHS it was a calling. The BIA was a cool thing to say. Jackie would think it was all child's play. Tom Cruise didn't need no surgery, Ollie never took no roids. A guy called Braven was coding a haven for a creature he called the Thargoids. Living in the 80s. Driving power boats with Miami Vice. Living in the 80s. In a red Ferrari with Magnum PI. Living in the 80s. Moving cocaine up for 48 hours. Living in the 80s. MC Hammer and his weird pajamas. Living in the 80s. Living in the 80s.
You just explained how you got from London to Cambridge. Anyone here could figure that out. I was asking how you got to England from crashing in the middle of the ocean, you wanker.
Oh! Well, for that story, I'll need another unit of beer. And 2 units of cocaine. And in return, I'll tell you a tale of sea and man that will shiver your timbers and rattle your bones.
Well, Ziggy Stardust, in that case, this round's on the house. This'll be a good laugh.
The tea was angry that day, my friends. I remember the fire upon waking up. The escape pod that had saved my life had suddenly turned into a hot smoker. And I don't mean the lady who pulls my pork outside Hut and Orbital on Tuesdays, honey. I mean the kind of smoker that turns you into the pulled pork. So I briskly jumped, and got up and extinguished the fires, and I jumped into the ocean, preferring a calm, watery grave over the barbecue experience. My grandpapa had told me that at one point in time the Earth's oceans were so toxic they would melt your skin right off. Now in 3303 the oceans were just beginning to recover, but it was illegal to even put a foot in the water, a huge blow to the lifeguard industry on Earth's future. In the 80s, however, the ocean was still alive and not yet completely filled with plastic, radioactive sharks, and toxic jellyfish. I found myself momentarily distracted from my dire situation by the intense beauty and color of the ancient aquatic kingdom. Within the first minute, I felt a warm, flowing acceptance, like I was being welcomed into the deep, becoming one with the fish. Here, fishy fish, fishy, fishy, fish. I'm a fishy. I'm just a little fishy. It's okay. Oh, wait, I just realized where that warm feeling was coming from. My python had crashed nearby and sunk, leaving a trail of debris. I'd collected scattered fragments in order to create a makeshift water propulsion device. Years of space travel had left me unable to swim very effectively. I had set out in a random direction, hoping to find some sign of land. But the terrain generation in 1984 wasn't quite on par with the future, and I soon found myself in deep water and deep trouble. The depth of my situation was beginning to sink in. I had seen open water. But suddenly, on the horizon ahead of me, I saw a spire rising from the ocean, and I swam towards it. Land ho! As I neared the island, I realized there was a strange structure built to one side. The style of architecture didn't quite fit the time period. It almost looked alien.
Hold up now. Aliens?
Yes! In the future, we encounter an alien race called Thargoids, whose motives are as mysterious as their organic technology.
And I suppose these Thargoids are here on Earth then, taking our sheep?
No, I think that's the Welsh. These are the Thargoids. This book is key to humanity's survival, and I need to get it back to the future.
Oh, okay. And these lanky-looking aliens, they're on Earth, out on an island somewhere?
No. They're still in the future, but I was just getting to that. Back to the island. As I neared to the structure, it became apparent this couldn't be a Thargoid or even a Guardian facility. That meant it was a mystery, and that meant I was going to need to get inside and check it out. The structure was only accessible from under the water. A wall down in the deep, dark depths, I spotted a large, threatening creature on the prowl. The Loch Ness Monster! Come on, Nessie. Get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to tell a mystery here. No one believes in your bullshit anyway. You hurting my credibility, you monster. Shoo! Get out of my story. Scram. Get it. Shoo. I proceeded to insert myself into the alien structure through its bottom. Emerging from the moon pool, I heard quite a din coming from deep inside. I proceeded to release all my inhibition away, and proceeded further into the strange structure.
Is that when the alien sprang out onto your face?
Excuse me? Do I look like Sigourney Weaver to you? Don't answer that. I'm trying to tell a tale here, so you can just let me go at my own pace and not interrupt me with these ridiculous tropey sci-fi stereotype assumptions. Aliens on faces, come on, man.
Well, go on then.
It was just at that moment that an alien sprang out of my face. Thankfully, my own extreme hunger had honed my instincts to their peak, and I turned the table, ate the critter right there on the spot. But it was then that I realized the true nature of this facility.
Hey, you there! Get away from that craft table!
Where are you taking me?
You're supposed to be on set! Come on, we're live!
It turned out the strange structure was actually an active set for a popular 80s TV game show. And I found myself immediately pulled into the fray and put on the spot, forced to solve puzzles for the appeasement of an ancient deity they called Audience.
It has nuts.
It has nuts. Okay.
Ready?
No.
Go.
L. B. Allah. Oh, it's Ballzilla. You spelled it wrong, though. Thankfully, with the help of my future knowledge, I was able to destroy my competition and win the grand prize, a one-way ticket to London, England. And I don't think we need another montage to explain how I got here from there. And that's my non-linear time travel story.
Well, spaceman, that's an impressive tale. But you telling me you travelled back in time from 3303, played some game show, made your way all the way here just to go to a pub in Cambridge?
Indeed not, my drink-slugging compadre. You see, I need to know what's in this book, but there's one little problem.
What's wrong?
Well, you see, I can't read. My future space computer was sophisticated enough to take care of my needs there. But when in London, I heard rumors about a computer. The BBC Micro, to be specific. And those rumors led me here. Naturally, I figured the local watering hole would be a good place to gather more clues. So, have you heard of any computers around here that can help a commander read a book?
Well, if you're looking for a computer nerd, you should talk to Braben about that. He's a regular here. Always rattling on about his computers.
Wait, did you say Braben? As in David Braben?
Yeah. He was just here a moment ago. Where's he run off to? Do you know him?
Oh, the book! Oh no! Braben stole the book! The developers must have known about this! It was all just a time loop! Now it's gone! Everything is lost! No!
Alright, spaceman, it's been fun, but it's time to pay up and move on. You're beginning to upset my other patrons.
Just charge it to my microchip. I can't feel. Oh my god! Ah!
And don't come back! You're barred! Mental.
Great job, Spatula. You lost the Book of the Thargoids and had Braben right under your nose. Only you couldn't sniff him out because your nose was full of the cocaine. Oh, why do you always make these terrible, terrible choices?
Sounds like somebody bit a bone that was just a bit too big for them.
Who are you?
Just a dog who decided to start a war on drugs. But enough about me. I'm here to help.
You're gonna help me get back to the future?
Actually, no. I'm here to take a bite out of crime. And you look like a criminal, so you'll do...
Nova! I thought you were dead!
Oh, for God's sake, my pub!
Nova, this is incredible. I don't know how you disguise yourself as a Soviet submarine and then still convince the Americans to ship you nuclear materials required for your repairs. But by Jove, if you aren't the cleverest bunch of wires and scrap metal I ever knew. I take back all the horrible things I've said to you over the years.
You're welcome.
The only problem is you took apart the flux capacitor for parts. So now I have no idea how we're going to get home.
All other considerations have been made. The options are limited to just this one.
Of course! I'll Rip Van Winkle my way back to the future using good old-fashioned cryogenics. The only thing is, where can I store myself and be assured to be woken up precisely in the year 3303? Wait. It all goes back to where it started. In order to ensure that I emerged in the future, I would need to bury myself deep within the Thargoid structure. Suddenly it all began to click. The developers sent me here in the future, knowing I would find it collapsed, travel back in time, steal the book, and encounter Braben in the pub. Perhaps it was how they got the book in the first place. Now here I was, closing the time loop by collapsing the structure, so I could do it all over again. Alright, I'm in position. Nova, commence Operation Sleeping Beauty and the Beast.
Interception mode engaged.
Whoa! This is a mistake! It's getting cold!
Jane, I think we've hit something.
So then, I had to sleep over 1,000 years to get back. Well, it was a good thing you and Betsy came along when you did.
You know, there's a story passed down from my great-great to the power of great-grandfather about a strange drug-addled fellow who claimed he was from the future to try and get out of paying his tab. So he kicked him out, but the maniac bulldozed the bar in revenge. At least that's what we put on the insurance form. But he always used to tell family it was a spaceman that done blew up me pub. He was so furious until the day he died that he made his son swear to pass the story down through the generations, in the hopes that one day one of his ancestors could exact revenge in the future. It just seems, well, could he have possibly been talking about you, do you think?
Oh, come on, I was joking about that part. Everyone knows that story, but you fell for my clever joke. Anyway, thanks for the rescue, Ascorbius. I best be going. Bye.
Spatula! Wait! I was joking! It was a joke! People say I'm a Muppet.
With the time loop closed, the developers now possess the Book of the Thargoids. Perhaps this was destiny all along, or perhaps this is how time self-corrects. I don't know if the past was written in stone, but the future is more like the ancient oceans of Earth, teeming with equal parts beauty and garbage, and with Dangus from top to bottom. So stay out of the water, Dangarinos, and don't mess around with time travel, or books. Oh yeah, and don't do drugs either. That's probably mandatory to say to make sure I don't get in trouble. In any case, thanks to Tom Cook for all the tunes in this episode, and a very special thanks for Commander Ascorbius for appearing in the episode. Hopefully your lips have been animated to your satisfaction, sir. Until the next Dangus!